Okay, these are the three technological advancements that allowed human beings to start raising animals in confinement for the industrial and then dramatically scale up the industrial animal agriculture industry. Now, I will say that industrial animal agriculture, which raises animals in confinement on the billions, is morally, nutritionally, economically, and ecologically very harmful and a bad idea in many clear ways. I make other videos about that. I'm not arguing here about the morality of whether we should eat animals or not. That's been happening for a long, long time. But raising them at the scale that we do in this industrial model is a bad idea. But this video is about the three technologies that allowed that. First, vitamin A and D supplementation. If animals are not exposed to the sun, just like humans, they need vitamin D supplementation. And when ruminants are out eating, grazers are out eating fresh grass, they get plenty of vitamin A. But when they eat stored grass or grains, they don't get enough, so they need vitamin A and vitamin D supplementation. Second, when animals are kept in confinement, closely packed together, they are stressed, their immunity goes down, and there's also a lot of filth, right? So what happens is they're very prone to infections. So you can either clean the pens, you can give them more space, or you can just let all of that continue and give them antibiotics, right? And so antibiotics allowed for them to at least survive in these conditions, but of course then you get the development of superbacteria, which is sort of a biological time bomb waiting to happen. So antibiotics is number two. Number three thing that allowed us to raise animals at the scale that we do in confinement is a combination of chemical pesticides, chemical fertilizers, and genetically modified crops. What these all did together, and these are heavily funded by, for instance, the U.S. Farm Bill, about $20 billion a year, goes mostly to those things as cheap feed for these animal industries. What that allowed them to do is grow cheap food in massive amounts on the short term, because it dramatically damages soils. So long term it doesn't work, but short term it does. And the main two crops that are grown are corn and soy, and these are fed to corn is fed to fish in aquaculture farms. Most of the soy on Earth is eaten by chickens. And then, of course, pigs and cattle also eat a combination of these, corn and soy. And so these are largely, usually unnatural foods for these animals to be eaten. So it creates problems like development of E. coli in cattle, various other issues. Anyway, these are the three technologies that allowed us to further the animal agriculture industry at an industrial scale.